What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today we're doing, oh my god, the April 1st, 2020 ban list just came out literally like 5 minutes ago or whatever. I just got the news, I saw the notification, I was like, yo, I gotta make a video. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw the ban list already. I've already taken a look at the ban list. I got a couple minutes to like think about what I think about the ban list. Now obviously these are my first takes, my first thoughts. I haven't like sat down and thoroughly discussed it with anyone or thoroughly had conversations with people and talked about all of this, but I took a look. I have some thoughts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the ban list first, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about some of my thoughts. Now, I think because of this whole coronavirus thing, just to start things off, they made some preemptive hits, but they haven't made anything too impactful on the game, in my opinion, only because they don't know where the meta is really gonna shape to be because of this whole corona issue and the whole COVID-19, and we're not having regionals and we're not having events, right? So without further ado, let's get into it. So for the Forbidden, we see Blackwing Steam the Cloak, which I know a lot of people have said this is possible to get banned. Destrudo the Lost Dragons, Frizzen, or just Destrudo. Again, makes sense. These needle fiber plays is why a lot of these decks are, or these cards I should say, are being hit preemptively. Glow Up Bulb being banned is another one, right? So Blackwing, Steam the Cloak, Destrudo, and Glow Up Bulb, all three of them all make sense because of the needle fiber and because of we can see a lot of nasty loops and a lot of, you know, broken plays essentially. So they didn't want to hit needle fiber. Duov just came out. They want to sell Duov. On top of not even selling it, like a lot of people want to play needle fiber, even like lower tier decks want to play needle fiber. So especially for Master Rule 5, I think not hitting needle fiber was a smart thing to do on Konami's part. Now, two other cards that are banned are Lunalight Tiger as well as Spiral Master Plan. Now, Lunalight Tiger, I see how they hit this or why they hit this. Lunalight gets nutty. Y-Strix makes Lunalight combos kind of nutty. And the thing is, if you guys don't know Lunalight, it's if you see Tiger and any other Lunalight card really most of the time, usually like Tiger Yellow Martin or like Tiger plus a Perfume or something like that, you usually have the combos and you usually have these really big plays. So, and Lunalight was really easy to make those Samorg loops as well. Now, that's what's funny is I actually didn't see Thunderbird and I don't see Avion on the Forbidden list, so that means that Samorg loop is technically still possible. I don't think it's going to be super consistent anymore because the two decks, like I said, that could make them really easily are one Lunalight and then two Spiral. But as we can see, Spiral Master Plan is now banned, so the Spiral Master Plan abuse is not going to be as prevalent. Obviously, Spiral I think is still going to be a good deck, and you'll see why. If you guys haven't seen the ban list yet, you'll see why later on. But so the Forbidden list, honestly with you, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think the Forbidden list is perfectly fine, perfectly normal. I think they should have just hit Thunderbird to 0 or not Samorg, actually, not the Link Monster itself, but they should have hit Thunderbird to 0 or Avion to 0, but they didn't. So other than that, I think the Forbidden list is perfect. They're not hitting anything too relevant other than Lunalight, I would say. They're not destroying any meta decks, which I actually really like right now with this format, especially because we don't really know what's going on. So Forbidden list, perfect. On to the limited. Now, this is where I'm actually kind of like surprised because they did something, but they also took something off. So we'll just get into it. So Dangers, Jackalope, Tejas, Tsuchinoko. I guess they're just tired of the Dangers. They just want to limit everything. That's okay. Okay, sure, I get it. Not a huge fan of this. I don't think the Dangers were being abused right now, but they wanted to get rid of the Dangers. We got rid of the Dangers. Also, like, it makes Lunalight also less playable because Danger Lunalight. So Dangers to 1, perfectly fine. Now this ABC Buster Dragon. Now this is something they did in the OCG and I didn't get it, and they're doing it here in the TCG and I still don't get it. I get that they're getting some new support. I get that ABC gets a little bit better, but I do not think by any means ABC Buster Dragon needs to get hit to 1. I don't think that does anything really, if I'm being honest with you. I think it's just, I'll just cover up the semi-limited here. I think you guys got a peek, but ABC Buster Dragon I definitely don't think needed to get hit here. Limited to 1 is kind of, you know, weird. I get ABC can get kind of nutty with Master Rule 5, and you know, you can make double Buster Dragon with the new support, whatever. But again, Buster Dragon requires you to have a card in hand. I think the card is really good, don't get me wrong. The fact that it can tag out, the fact that it can banish on your opponent's turn, it's really good, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it was like ban worthy or list worthy, if I'm being honest with you. But that's okay with me. Like Buster Dragon, I don't like it. I don't understand this hit per se, also because I play ABC, but I cannot be upset because I think this is perfectly fine. I think moving forward, like, you can still play ABC with Buster at 1. You'll just need to find ways to recur your Buster, which is not even the hardest thing to do in the world. So Buster is okay. TJ Hyper Librarian, again, with the Needle Fiber plays as well as Trishula. Needle Fiber plays, Synchro Spam, especially Master Rule 5. Now, keep in mind, Master Rule 5 starts April 1st, if I'm not mistaken. So if Master Rule 5 starts April 1st and this ban list starts April 1st, it means that, hey, as soon as Master Rule 5 drops, we don't want to deal with Synchro Spam. We don't want to deal with any of those loops or big loops, so we get rid of that right away. Totally awesome. This one's kind of weird. I do not know why they hit this one. I get Bahamut Toad is a play, but you can still Bahamut Toad with one Toad, so I'm not really sure entirely why Totally Awesome got hit. So on my first thoughts, if you guys have any ideas why Totally Awesome got hit, let me know. But I don't think this honestly hit was that great. Now Trident as well as Barrage went to limited. So if you guys don't know, Barrage was at 3, but they actually hit Barrage to 1 and brought back Trident. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to test Zoo, see where Zoo can go. We all know how broken Barrage is, but Barrage is a 1-card combo, right? So with Trident around, especially Master Rule 5, I think what they wanted to do is like, hey, look, we'll give you access to Trident, but we don't want to give you like a bunch of Barrages and a bunch of 1-card starters, right? So that makes perfect sense to me. Trident to 1, Barrage to 1. It's cool. We finally got Trident back, which is going to be really cool, fun for Zodiac players, but they made it so that, hey, look, Zodiac can't be splashed into everything because you only have 1 Barrage. Instant Fusion and Mind Control. I don't know how I feel about these. Mind Control, I feel like should have stayed at 2. I think it being hit to 2 to begin with was kind of weird, but then now it's at 1, which is I think a little bit weird as well. I don't know why, because we need outs, like, you know, there's decks that can make really big boards, and you need Mind Control, cards like Mind Control to out cards like that, or maybe to just to bait out negates or bait out big boards. So I actually don't agree with the Mind Control hit, but the Instant Fusion, I will say, I actually understand this one. I didn't get it at first, and it makes Ulti Instant Fusion cheap, which is good because I want to get my hands on some Ultis. But it makes Instant Fusion a good card in the sense that, or they're hitting Instant Fusion because of the Millennium Eyes, and Millennium Eyes can get easily abused in any deck in Master Rule 5. So if you play triple Instant Fusion in any deck, you go open Instant Fusion, now you make Millennium Eyes, especially with Millennium Eyes reprint coming out soon. I think Instant Fusion definitely needs to go to 1. That makes sense. I just don't like the Mind Control. Now, semi-limited, we have Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor makes sense. We all said, everyone has been saying, as long as Engage is gone, because what they did was they hit everything but Engage, and we saw that Striker was still relevant. Now what they're doing is, hey, look, Engage is gone. Let's put some of the other Striker cards back, because Striker is getting new support, and without Engage, maybe you can still play Striker to a certain degree. They just can't abuse it. Semi-limited Malicious. I mean, Heroes was going to get really good, to be honest with you. Malicious semi-limited kind of makes their plays a little bit less, makes their ceiling a little bit lower. We've seen Mali on and off the list in the last few years. We've seen it at 1 to 2 to 3, back to 2. I mean, now it's back to 2, so here it is. And then Unlimited, super cool. Deep Sea Diva back to 3. That's really cool for water players. Super dope. Necroface back to 3 is perfectly fine. That's whatever. Spiral Gear Drone is the one that I'm curious about. So Pot of Avarice, I don't mind. I think it wasn't seeing a lot of play to begin with. I don't think Pot of Avarice it matters too much right now. I mean, it could be really cool because in decks that just play a bunch of monsters, Pot of Avarice could be really good. Something like Block BA, Pot of Avarice could be really good. But Spiral Gear Drone to 3 is going to be very interesting because it makes Spiral a lot more consistent in the sense that now if you open Drone, you're always going to call properly on your opponent's cards. So Drone makes Spiral playable. I just don't think without Master Plan, it doesn't make all the stupid loops playable, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I think they did a good thing with Spiral here. Bringing Drone back means that Spiral's not completely dead, but Master Plan being gone makes it so that they can't do the stupid loops, whatever. Sleeper is still a scary card, though. I'm not going to lie, Sleeper is still a very scary card, and, you know, you need to find out to Sleeper. That's pretty much your win condition. As soon as they make Sleeper, because even Super Poly, you most of the time won't even be getting rid of Sleeper, right? So Sleeper is definitely the Spiral win condition. Deep Sea Diva is super cool. Back to 3. I think that's super cool. It gives Mermail players a deck to play pretty much, especially Master Rule 5. It gives Mermail players definitely some cool plays. Pot of Avarice gives Block BA, I think, a lot of cool plays. The fact that they can just recycle a bunch of cards, get a free draw too. Pot of Avarice, definitely a cool card at 3. I don't think it's going to make the game too, like, it's not going to change any deck too much, but it definitely is, like, pretty relevant back at 3. Spiral Gear Drone, huge boost for Spirals. They just said, hey, look, you can't super abuse, but we'll give you drones back at 3. Also, drones back at 3 means that you have a machine dupe target, funny enough, like you used to. Before, I think it was Quick Face also a machine? I don't know if Quick Face is a machine, but I remember drones was definitely a machine dupe target, so now they have the machine dupe target. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, like, let me know what you guys think of the ban list. Honestly, I think it's a good ban list. I think it's a lot of preemptive stuff, nothing that changes the game too much, because as we all know, like, as you guys are probably going through it as well as I am right now, we're all going through this COVID-19 situation together, so we don't know what's going on in the meta. We don't know what events are going to be like. We don't know what's going to be topping. We don't know what's not going to be topping, but I think these lists are really cool. Dryden back to 1 is definitely going to be really cool, so there's for sure going to be Zodiac players that are going to try playing Zoo again because Dryden is back at 1. You can even play like pure Zoo with like traps and whatnot just because Barrage is at 1 now, because realistically any Zoo normal summon makes Dryden, especially Master Rule 5. So I think even without Barrage, any Zoo normal summon makes Dryden, which is really cool. Totally awesome. Still don't completely understand this one, so if you guys have any ideas why they hit Toad to 1, I don't really understand this one. The card's good. Bahamut Toad is still playable, and you can still make Bahamut Toad with 1 Toad, so that's why I'm kind of confused. Trish and TJ Hyper Librarian again makes sense. ABC Dragon Buster, don't know how I feel about that one. The Forbidden list, I think these cards, Forbidden is perfect. I think Konami this is a beautiful ban list. Honestly, by Konami, this is like a 9 out of 10 ban list by Konami standards, because we've seen some really bad ban lists and we've seen some ban lists that don't make a lot of sense. But this one, in my opinion, makes sense. Let me know what you guys think about this ban list down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, like this video, subscribe to the channel. And with that, Spanko signing out. Peace.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this. Cross my shit.